Good day and welcome back to another DB Legends video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at Shallot, what equips you should get for Shallot, and basically discussing a bit about equipping Shallot and just, covering everything to do with Shallot basically. So much like the blue cards that I suggested for Shallot, this is not an exhaustive list. It's not like the only equips you can use with Shallot, please understand that. And some of these are more representative of equips than anything else. So they represent equips you should possibly get or look at. It's very important as well to understand that there is a stat priority for Shallot. For PvP especially, it's HP. HP is king in PvP. Everyone kind of knows this. HP, special damage, very important. Defense is very important because Shallot is actually a very tanky character. And then, of course, on top of all of that, we also consider health restoration, because Shallot has quite a few ways to heal. Now, obviously, discussing all of this means nothing without discussing the Platinum Equip. The Platinum Equip is absolutely crucial. It is 100% necessary for Shallot. It's his latest equip. It is what is making him so relevant to PvP right now. Before you get anything else, you have to designate a slot to this equip. Luckily, the Plat equip is very easy to get. You get it from the special missions for Shallot. You can also get it from the exchange shop. You can exchange for it. So it's not a difficult equip piece to get. It is just an incredibly good equip piece that plenty of players can utilize. So it's up there. It's really, really solid. I think it's incredibly good. Now, obviously, aside from that, it is important to understand that most of these equips are being chosen based on health. So they're being chosen based on health, based on their ability to give health to Shallot, and how they do that. It is very crucial that you focus on that. It's also important to consider the different conditional requirements. If an equip needs game originals or saying characters, etc., going to be difficult to use. This Will Be a Massacre is probably the second most important equip, I would say. I think it is a universally good equip on Shallot. 15% HP, 10% key recovery, 20% strike attack, which you use for in all of his forms, and 20% blast and strike defense. It's a stat sheet stuffer, but it's a big HP boost. That plus his plat is already 35% HP, which is very, very big for Shallot. And because the HP is on the second slot, it makes it pretty easy to use, even if you don't necessarily get the best one awakened. Obviously, you need to awaken the gear. You can see on screen I'm showing you how to get each piece of gear as well, at least from these ones. So it is very important to keep that in mind. Awakening gear is a bit of a schlep, but you get all of these equip pieces pretty much from the equipment shop for equip medals, so you can very easily grab them and then go and awaken them. So this Will Be a Massacre, very, very crucial, very, very good. I think it's the second most important one. Some people won't run it. I pretty much run it on him universally. It's this plus his plat that is probably the two equips I would say are almost mandatory for him. All right, then we have his next couple equips. So this one is a Legends ranking equip. It's not one that is absolutely mandatory. It's a good pure damage equip. It's a big damage boost, big strike damage up. It's got some good defenses on it. Doesn't give HP, but like I said, if you're running, especially This Will Be a Massacre alongside the plat, you already have 35% HP. So you already kind of have that average 10% HP per equip. So running a more offensive equip like this Jiren once you have returned, which you can get by exchanging for the Awakening Medal. I'll leave a video as well to how to get this specific piece, because it can be quite overwhelming. It's very, very good. Next, we talk about the Game Originals gear. So there's two Game Original pieces. There's the first unique, the Sand in Red, which is actually the easier to use, although they're far more generic. And then you have the actual other unique for Shallot. So this was his first unique piece of gear, his first big stat stuffer. It is guaranteed to be red rank, which makes it quite good, but it has its own limitations. So its big thing is that it requires other Game Originals characters to be relevant. This can be a little bit difficult game originals is not a widely expanded category. So having game originals characters on your team is hard, because having game originals outside of Shallot is not easy to do. The Saiyan in red, the unique that came with Giblet, is not as big a stat sheet stuffer in terms of versatility. Like, it's just a pure health, strike attack, blast attack equip. It doesn't give you the defenses that Shallot's other one does, but you know, it does give you pretty good raw stats, and it's just another HP one. It's one of those good, oh, I just need to fill out the third slot because I just want something that suits Shallot without technically wanting to cater to any team. So I want to run Shallot, but I don't really want to think about team building, so I'll run Saiyan in red. That's kind of how it works. It's a little bit more defensive than the Jiren, because even though you lose the defense, it gives you HP, which is obviously very, very, very crucial. So that covers kind of those base equips, but then I've seen a lot of people do this, and I'm gonna just say right off the bat, I do not think this works. So I've seen a lot of people do this. I'm 99% certain it does not work, but I've seen people do it, but I'm gonna be honest, I don't think it works. So I don't think it works with Shallot. But basically, these two Bardock equips, basically, if the character is tag team Bardock, which Shallot can get by having the Bardock gear pieces, Shallot, if he is team Bardock, or counted as team Bardock, would get a huge strike boost. So like, for example, this yellow Bardock gear, brilliant. 18% crit, which is a pure stat, it's amazing. 10% HP, which is a pure stat, it's amazing. And then it gives you 20% strike, which is always great on Shallot, but it gives you another 15% of their team Bardock. I don't think this activates. I've seen people run it, I don't think it activates. I'm going to be entirely honest with you. So yeah, but that's equips.